How I run 20 plus Claude skills without hitting limits. So message 30 normally costs about 30 times the cost of message 1. Well, why? Because you're loading in more tokens and more AI world. AI is not cheap. And as some people say, it's a token economy, and it's only going to get worse. So learning how to effectively manage your AI usage, learning how to effectively manage your AI context will be a very, if not the most important skill going forward within the next 6 months to a year, especially as these AI companies will need to increase their prices. Every message that you enter into Claude Code reloads your MCP servers, your CLAUDE.md, your skills, and your chat history. This is a lot of tokens. Like, this costs a lot, and tokens is what will ultimately cost you money. I'm going to present to you 5 fixes, and I'm going to show you how I run 20 plus Claude skills without hitting limits. Is that kind of exaggerated? A little bit, but it makes it easier for you to run more Claude skills and to run more Claude without hitting limits as fast, because that's what we can do. Okay, so the first fix is to cut MCP servers. What I mean by that is, if you go into here and you check, you run this will tell you exactly all the MCP servers that are connected. Yes, and this loads them in every time a chat is started. So any chat that I start, it will load what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different MCP, which essentially is a combination of skills into this chat, and then obviously that takes up context and that takes up tokens, which obviously increases the price. But again, it's what makes it good. What I'm saying is, if you know you're good, so what I'm trying to say is, for the first option is, if you're at least going to, if you know like you're going to spend, a lot of time on the first, if you're going to spend a lot of time on this Claude chat, maybe disable 1 or 2 or 3 MCP servers that you know you're not going to use. So for example, in this video editing one, if I know that I'm going to spend a long time doing my video editing skill, which is the talking head skill, yep, I probably will disable Calendar, Drive, and Notion, because I know that I won't need that, but it's just taking up tokens and context, and that's not what we want. But it's a little bit of a pain because you would have to reconnect them again. But that is the trade-off. That is the trade-off that we are dealing with now. So my second fix would be to split the CLAUDE.md, or more so, narrow down your CLAUDE.md to what you actually want it to do. I'll show you my CLAUDE.md. It's about medium size at the moment, which might be too much, but this is what I have. So my CLAUDE.md is in, if I can find it, this is my current CLAUDE.md. So it has my tool integrations, has my second brain, decision log, and see how it's fairly short. It could be a whole chunk of text, but I specifically instructed it to keep it fairly narrow and as bare bones as I can, because as I've said here, it loads it into your context window every time. It's like copying and pasting a bit of information that you want it to know in every single chat. So that's why it's important to only have what you need there, and then move the detail to your peripheral files in a way. So move everything that's not fully necessary. So in my case, that would be the second brain, which is the Obsidian vault. So we'll go into that next video. But the second brain has more of the niche and stuff that isn't needed in every chat, but is needed at some point. So we have the inbox, we have daily notes, we have a further context of me, we have projects, and then that's really what I believe separates someone that spends 50,000 tokens on a chat that really should spend only 10 or 15,000 tokens. Okay, the third one would be to trim your bloated skills. And I know this one's hard because I'm not great at this myself. When you're building skills, when you're getting AI to build skills, if you're refining them a lot, it can be hard to actually keep it under this 102 lines, 200. It can be hard to keep it within a reasonable, line, or just pure code size. I find it helpful to just every now and again just, hey Claude, just in terms of tokens and context, can you please trim and remove any skills that I haven't really used lately? And can you just look through those skills and trim down the parts that I haven't used at all? So again, you just head into Claude and just ask. As we can see here, it's looking at my skill-related commits since April. So it's going back, CSV outputs across skills, files modified in the last 30 days per skill. So it's looking at what I've actually used in the past month. It's not guessing. See what it comes back with. Yep, that sounds good. Can you please remove all the stale skills and skills that are not in my CLAUDE.md? Thank you. And now, perfect. That will save me a ton of context and a ton of tokens because it's not loading those skills in every time. So it's small things like that that really add up. And that leads to my fourth one, tweaking your settings in JSON to where it's auto compact at 75%. Bash 150k and deny rules. So what I mean by this, so that leads me to our fourth one, which is tweaking your settings JSON to essentially optimize your token usage. And I found it actually hard to explain this. So I got Claude to give me an Eli i5 and it's honestly pretty good. So the auto compact at 75% is like the backpack. And if the backpack gets fairly full, Claude pauses and packs the stuff into the tiny summary so there's room for more stuff. And that's good and bad in a way that performance might get a little bit worse because where you might have had that knowledge and context still at 85-90%, you don't get that here. But for token usage, it is better in the long run. And you're bashing your Apple cap at 150k means that if there's a big search or if there's a big web call, it won't just dump all that into the backpack and there's no room for anything else. And again, that eats tokens like no tomorrow. So this essentially caps that at one chapter per command and not the whole book. So that can be, again, it's good for token usage. It might not be as good if you're like a big power user trying to get large amounts of data with one call. And the third one is deny rules. So a list of stuff that Claude is never allowed to do without asking. So again, it's like a babysitter rulebook. Don't delete files, don't read the giant junk folder, don't run that command that can lead to Claude searching your whole desktop and then using your whole week's Claude Pro usage. But again, the trade-off is good for tokens, not as good for performance. Yes, and the fifth one is clearing ruthlessly. So a new task, a task that's unrelated to your previous task, you should be doing that in a new tab. So here I have in my executive assistant's Claude Code folder, I have many different things. So here is a social media script. As you guys would know, if you continue using the chat for something different, one, the chat won't be as good because all the memory is completely different. But two, it costs you more because it's still loading that memory into the context window. So just don't get lazy. You know it. Don't get lazy. Start a new chat for a different thing. It'll perform better and it'll save you money. So this is a genuine win-win. And hopefully the result is, say your average chat costs you 50,000 tokens before. Now, honestly, it might cost you 15, 20k. So that's more than a half reduction using the same skills with way less wastage and way cheaper is the ultimate goal. So if you actually want to know, run r/context. So what this does, if you're not aware, if you run the context, it will tell you right now. So this So this is so the system prompt for this chat, which I haven't even. So if I chat that I haven't wrote anything, this is the context. So already 35,000 tokens are being used in this chat with no context. After this video, I'll be implementing these exact strategies into my Claude Code system right now, because 10,000 on system prompt, 10,000 on tools, 3,000 on skills, 33,000 on the auto compact buffer, and here's the free space. So if we compare that to something that's been used a little bit, such as this this Instagram Reel script, if I run context on this, we'll give it a side-by-side comparison. So in a few messages, it's already doubled to 70k out of that 1 mil, so 7%, so not bad. But system prompt 10k, system tools still 10k, but now your messages 34k is the biggest difference there. So that's essentially what, guys, that's it. So guys, that's the 5 fixes, and that is how I run 20 plus Claude skills without burning a big hole in my pocket. It's still burning a hole, but it's burning a smaller hole. Okay, and this is essentially what you want. Like, you want to reduce your token usage by at least something, because the more you can bring this down, the more efficient you'll be, the more money you'll save back in your pocket, which is always good, right? Guys, thank you. That was Mollyverse AI. My name's Elias. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time for another video on AI, life, uni, figuring life out, startups. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.